Hello peeps, welcome back to Big Deck Playa. I am your host Matt Sparks, and today we are looking at the very first in this series, a Druid deck. Now this Druid deck has been posted on Hearthstone.com by Blue Blur 86. There's a bit of a tongue twister almost, that one. And it's called the Anti-Meta Druid deck. This is the deck here on the right hand side. I have had to make a few changes to this deck, as per usual. I don't have the Blood Mage Thalnos card still. I still don't have it. It's number one on my list because almost every one of these decks that's highly rated on Hearthstone, almost all of them have this card in there. I never used to rate the Blood Mage Thalnos card. I'll show you it so you can see which card I'm talking about. Where is it? It's a one cost. Oh, it's a two cost card. There we go. Yes, this card here. Don't quite have enough dust to craft it yet. But this card seems to pop up in virtually all of these highly rated decks. I will get it one day, but at the moment I don't have it. So anyway, let's talk about the anti-meta deck. Okay, so to start off with, you've got removal. So you've got a couple of claw in there, which give you 2 attack and 2 armor. I usually use those. Well, you can use these on their own just to take out something that's got 2 health, say like a Bloodfen Raptor's got 2 health. You can use the claw to get rid of that. If something has 3 health, you can use the claw combined with the hero power to do 3 attack. And then you can take out something maybe like the Almani Berserker, which has got 3 health. The Leponome I've put in there for the time being just because I don't have the Blood Mage Thalnos card, and I needed another card to put in there. So I think Leponome is possibly one of the strongest one-cost cards, so I just put it in there for the time being. So you can pretty much discount that as far as the build that I'm using, if you've got the Blood Mage Thalnos card. Continuing on with removal, we've got a Wrath. We've got 2 Wraths, in fact. And the best thing I like about Druid cards is that you can have a choice of what certain cards do. So, for example, in the case of Wrath, you can do 3 damage to something, or you can do 1 damage and draw a card. I've found that that's pretty useful actually. If you can't quite finish something off, having a Wrath handy to just do that 1 extra damage, and you can get a card draw as well, is pretty handy. For the rest of the removal, we've got 2 swipes, which do 4 damage to the initial target, and then 1 damage to all other enemies. That can also be used on the hero himself. So if you need to do 4 damage to the hero, you can do 4 damage to him and 1 damage to the rest of the minions. Or you can use it to take out a 4 health minion, and the hero will take 1 damage. Obviously this gets boosted by spell power, spell damage minions. So if you've got, I think the only ones we've got in this deck are the Azure Drakes. But again, if you had the Blood Mage Thalnos card, you could boost it with that as well. Okay, continuing with removal, we've got 2 Starfalls. Again, this is on, you have a choice. You can either do 5 damage to 1 target or 2 damage to all targets. But it's only minions. It's not doesn't target the hero himself. But some nice board clearing nonetheless. We've also got 1 Starfire, which deals 5 damage directly and allows you to draw a card. This can be used on the hero if you need to, and again affected by the spell damage bonus of the Azure Drakes. Also, kind of removal, the Keeper of the Groves. Again, these have got a choice. You can use them to do damage, so you can do 2 damage with one when you place it as like a battle cry, or use it as a silence. So you got 2 of these in here, which makes it pretty versatile because it means you can take out stuff that've got 2 health, maybe like an Acidic Swampooze or the Bloodfen Raptor. You can use them to take out that, or you can use it to silence something that maybe like an Almani Berserker, so to stop it from getting the Enrage, or the Young Priestess to stop it giving people health. So that's pretty versatile card, and it's pretty cool. And because it's got 4 health, it's a little bit more difficult to get rid of than some of the others. Okay, we don't have a lot of taunt in this deck. The only taunt we really have comes in the form of the Druid of the Claw, which is a 5 cost. You can, again, with this, it's very versatile. You can choose whether you want a 4/4 with charge or a 4/6 with taunt. I usually go with the 4/6 with taunt because it's the only taunt cards in this deck. It's sometimes nice to have that, depending on how the game plays out, obviously. But the fact that you've got that versatility means that this deck is pretty useful, because you can adjust it as and when while you're playing. Okay, we've got Novice Engineer for some card draw, to go with the card draw that you get from Starfire, and we've also got the Ancient of Law down here, 7 cost 5/5. That allows you to draw 2 cards or restore 5 health. I haven't played that card enough because there's only one of them in this deck to be able to tell you which one I use more than the other, because it all depends on the game that you're playing at the time. I've played games where I've drawn 2 cards, and I've played games where I've had to restore 5 health. 5 health isn't really very much, but if you and your opponent are both getting quite low, and it's towards the end of the game, you probably don't necessarily want to draw 2 cards unless you're really desperate. Because if you've only got, say, 6 or 7 cards left in your deck, you don't want to get through them too quickly, because if you haven't finished off your opponent, you're going to start taking fatigue. So, as I say, the best thing about this deck is because it's got this versatility, you can decide as the situation unfolds, you can decide how best to use those cards. Okay, so we've got also got the Argent Commander, the recently nerfed Argent Commander. It's now a 4/2 instead of a 4/3 with Charge and Divine Shield. Still a great card, but now it's not quite as survivable as it used to be, unfortunately. But it's still a great card, which is why it's still in the deck. Also great cards, we've got, as I touched on earlier, we've got the Azure Drake, which has got the card draw and the spell damage, and because it's a 4/4, it's got that magical 4 attack, which annoys the hell out of priests, as does Druid of the Claw, I might add, and the Argent Commander. They all have 4 attack, so that's going to annoy the priests a little bit. We've also got Harvest Golem, because that's a great card at that mana cost, as is Shattered Sun Cleric, also recently nerfed. That used to be a 3/3 and now it's a 3/2, but the battle cry is still awesome. Again, if you're playing against a priest, you can use that 1/1 buff to put on something else, say for example the Fairy Dragon, making it a 4/3, and then all of a sudden that Fairy Dragon is a bit more of an issue to the priest than it was before, especially as it can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Or you can use it to buff up maybe the Harvest Golem or whatever. The Acidic Ooze, we've got one of those just in case you need to get rid of a weapon. So it's always good to hang on to that when you're playing against rogues and paladins and warriors. And I think that's about it. Oh, we got Ragnaros the Firelord, because Ragnaros is possibly the best legendary in the game. I think it's probably my personal favourite. And the other card that we've got in the deck that I haven't touched on yet is a replacement for what's on the list on Hearthstone.com. The one on the list is Tinkmaster Overspark, which again I don't have. That's a 3 cost legendary card that has a chance to transform a minion into either a 5/5 Devilsaur or a 1/1 Squirrel. I don't have the card, but even if I did have the card, I'm not sure that I would really want to use it. It's a little bit random for my liking. But saying that, I've got the Elite Tauren Chieftain, just because I haven't played it yet. Well, I've played it a couple of times in this deck, but it's a brand new card, and I just wanted to kind of try it out. It's a bit random because you don't know what card you're going to get, and it obviously gives your opponent a card as well. So it's not ideal for this deck at all by any means. But I just wanted to kind of try it out. So far in my experience, you both get the same card. Now I don't know if that's true all the time, but so far in the couple of times that I've played this card, I've had the same card as the opponent, or they've had the same card as me, whichever way you want to say it. Okay, so that's the deck. I think I've gone over everything. Yep, I've gone over everything. It's been pretty good so far from what I've been playing. So let's get into a game and see how we get on.
Malfurion versus Thrall.
For Doomhammer, I must protect the wild.
Okay, so we're up against the Shaman. I like having the fairy dragons. I think I might keep the Keeper of the Grove, just in case I need a silence early on, and I didn't want to pull Rag into my hand. Never mind.
Do you need a blessing?
Okay, well, we can get rid of that straight away. Let's
My
give them
greetings.
I don't want that on the board. Do not want that at all. I'll use my coin to get rid of creatures like that, because we don't want that starting giving things health. Okay, let's get one of our fairy dragons out, shall we? Let's get this party started. Oh. Well, that's less than ideal. Well, I can get rid of one of them if I get to use this.
Cleanse the Sunwell.
Buff. We can get rid of one of them. We can't get rid of both, unfortunately. Not this turn, anyway.
Do you need a blessing?
Does that trigger at the beginning or the end? Oh, the end. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see, we've got 4 mana, so we're going to use this to get rid of the Taunt. We're going to use this to get rid of her, and then I'll play the Novice Engineer and draw a card. Excellent. Good. Didn't want anything too high cost, so that's good. We got that one. I would have liked to have pulled a Claw then, but never mind. Right. We need to do something about this, because it will enrage itself off of my Novice Engineer. I could place a Taunt. I could silence it. I could kill it outright, actually. If I do 2 damage to it, I can just kill it with that. There we go, let's put the Leopard Gnome out as well. Yeah, I think that was probably the best play. I could have put the Taunt out, but he might have just hexed it, in which case it would have been a bit of a waste. So I think that was a fairly decent play. Whether it was the best play, I don't know. I'm glad we got this though, because it means I can actually get to show you guys how it works, if you haven't seen it already.
I have no time for games.
Ah, okay. So when she dies, she takes control of one of the minions on the board. Unless I can silence her, which I currently can't. I can kill her, but I don't want to kill her straight away because I'll lose my minion. So I think we got 6. Oh, that doesn't really do enough damage. I wanted to get rid of this stupid healing totem, but this won't kill it off. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm just going to play this and get it out of the way. Oh, you gotta love that. Right, so the chances are that they've got that 4 deal 4 damage, draw a card as well.
Nature's time waits for no one.
There we go. Oh, what's happened there? There's a bit of a bug with the button there. Ah, clever. He's going to use that to kill... I guess he's going to use that to kill this, and then come back to life and take that as a result. Which would be a pretty clever move. I think that's what he's going to do anyway. I think that's probably what I would do, if that was a possibility. He's taking his sweet time about it, I'll tell you that. Come on, Kirby.
I have no time for games.
There you go. Oh no, they've got a different one. Okay. Okay, so we've got 7. So how do we want to do this? Should we get rid of her first? I think that might be best. If we get rid of her first. Because then I can start playing some minions once I got rid of her.
Job's done.
The whole time she's alive, I'm reluctant to play minions because she'll take control of any that are still alive if she dies again. So.
You call that a weapon?
Not quite sure why he gave the +2 attack to a Murloc. I think I probably would have given it to the Druid, but whatever. Okay, let's get rid of most of these Murlocs. Use this, and we'll get rid of those. That's a bit better. And we'll armor up. Get rid of this totem. There we go. Okay, well that's interesting. I thought they would get the same card as me because in my experience up until this point, that's what had happened. Right, we've got serious card advantage. And we need to clear his board. Because otherwise, he's going to win. We can't have that. Okay, so we've got 9 mana. So I'm thinking we put the taunt out, possibly. I think we put the taunt out.
Where shall I strike?
Put the taunt out. And we'll get rid of that.
Job's done.
Right, we need to start placing some of these cards. Unfortunately, most of them I can only place 1 per turn because they're 6, 7, and 8 cost cards.
Glory to the Sindori!
not good. Okay, I think we might have to use this to restore health, which is not ideal by any means. And use this, deal 3 damage to this.
Job done.
Hanging on by the skin of our teeth. Yep, he's just going straight for me. Okay. Well, let's see, what can we do? Let's get this guy out. He can kill off this. He can kill off this. We got the Novice Engineer out. Let's armor up. Let's take this out, so this can't attack either. Right. Now I've just got to hope that he doesn't have any spells. Okay. Right, we need to get rid of that. Okay, what's the best way to do this? That's going to die soon anyway, and I don't have any means to heal it. So I think we hit that.
For the wild.
We hit that. I've got an extra armor. We hit that. Let's stick Ragnaros out.
Job done.
Could have done with you not hitting the totems, but sure. Fine. I'll stick the taunt out next turn, I think. Yes, I shall definitely stick the taunt out next turn. Oh my god. This has not gone quite as well as I'd hoped.
Where shall I strike?
Okay, let's
Safeguard the
let's
land.
do 2 damage. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this.
Job done.
Please hit the. No, I wanted you to hit him. Wanted you to hit him. Oh. This is not good. This is not good at all. Oh, that's alright. Okay, good.
Feel
Right.
nature's wrath.
You can kill that.
If you're sure.
You can kill that. Let's get the Elgin Commander out. We'll hit you with this. We got 4. Let's use that. And use this to try and... So we go back up to 6.
For the wild.
I don't have any heals. And now... And now he's in trouble. Now he's in serious trouble. This wasn't the best example of this deck by any means.
Well played.
But we won. We got there in the end. That was a close game. That was a very close game. Oh. Well, there we go. That is the anti-meta Druid deck. As I say, not the best example I could have shown you by any means. But it's a fairly strong deck. I think if you put the Blood Mage Thalnos card in there as well, I think that would probably help. The guy that posted this, he updates it every so often, or he has been updating it as and when. His name is BlueBlur86, so thank you very much to him for posting it in the first place, otherwise I wouldn't be able to make this video. And I shall, if you play this deck, see how you get on, let me know whether you win or lose, or how you play it, or if you make any changes. I'd love, if you make any videos, I'd love to see them. So if you make any videos, make sure you link them to me so that I can check them out as well. So all I've left to do is to thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.